G.I. Joe Classified series, the Cobra Viper. It is a Special Missions Cobra Island exclusive figure. I believe it is a Target exclusive, but since we don't have Target in Asia, we still have Toys R Us though. Completely independent from the US stores. This is just a franchise that independent toy stores paid the parent company to use the name. So that's why they're still in operation here in Asia. So picked it up at my local Toys R Us for a whopping $36. Let's get this guy out of packaging. And here is the Cobra Viper out of packaging. And this figure looks amazing. Cannot stress it enough. I am just geeking out with this figure. I had a Cobra Viper when I was growing up, and one of my favorite troopers, one of my favorite G.I. Joe figures of all time when I was a kid. I mean, it wasn't the best figure back in the day, but I loved it. I had him, Sci-Fi. I had, I don't know who I had. I had a bunch of other figures. I had Tunnel Rat. Oh my God. It is so refreshing to finally get one in the 6-inch scale or the 1/12 scale in updated modern aesthetics. He's got everything. Great weapons. Well, kind of look like Nerf guns. Okay. A great uniform, an updated look. That helmet and visor, absolutely stunning. Everything about this figure is perfect. I don't know, I apologize for gushing too much, but I did not expect to like this figure that much. I mean, I actually thought the Cobra Trooper was their best Cobra Grunt or Cobra army building figure, but I was wrong. Hasbro actually did something better than that figure. Here are the accessories that this figure comes with. Let's start off with this backpack. Back in the old G1 toy, the 80s toy, he really had this huge, really obnoxious looking backpack. So this is fine. It's like a camper's backpack. It's got some rope, Cobra emblem, some grenades, I suppose, or gas canisters, pockets, pouches, and all that. It looks amazing. I mean, I couldn't be happier. I was totally expecting this to be much bigger because that old backpack was really ridiculously like a block. Okay, comes with a Nerf Rifle. Can't remember what this was. Possibly part of the End Strike series. Very cool. I mean, it's okay. It'll pass for a laser rail gun, like an eraser. Arnold Schwarzenegger is the eraser. Okay, he's got another Nerf pistol, which is a little bit tiny, but okay. He can store it right here on his holster. A gun, there's nowhere to store it. I haven't found a place to actually store it except by holding it. So that's, and it's a very complicated grip. I don't understand why they couldn't have just, there are a lot of other Nerf guns out there with more simple grip. Like, I don't know, but the old Viper gun, it had a handle and another handle right here. He could hold it with both hands. It was gray and it was a very simple rifle. I wish they could have just made it more simple, but as it is, it's fine. I mean, I love the aesthetics of this gun. It's just a little bit difficult to put it in his fists. Okay, let's start with this thing. This is a pair of goggles, like you can see right there in the box art. It goes, I think, over his helmet. Okay, you'll have to just press it down a little bit further. Just don't snap it out, but it won't stay perfectly, but it will hold okay, like that. And it looks cool. It looks great. These are aviator goggles, like for riding those prop planes and all that. But I think it's useless because he's got a visor. He's got a plate. What is this thing for? Is it for, I mean, he needs to put it on top of his visor to shield him from the wind when he's piloting a prop plane. I mean, most of the Cobra vehicles have canopies. They close over the cockpit, so you won't really need this. It's not like in the Clone Wars, like the Clone Troopers, visors had like schematics that had computer-aided telescopic vision, or like a binoculars or whatever, like scanners and all that. These are aviator goggles, and they just look great on the helmet, but they serve no purpose whatsoever. I cannot imagine what purpose they make. Let me know in the comment section if there's an actual purpose for these things. Another useless sort of accessory that makes him look cool is a bandana. The bandana scarf that you can put around his neck so that when he's going to the rodeo or he's going to round up some horses and sheep and cattle, he's all geared up, you know. I mean, seriously, why would you need a bandana? Most of the time, this is going to be used for covering the nose and the mouth, like when it's dusty. But he's got a visor. I don't know if you noticed it, but he's got a helmet with a full-on face shield visor. Why does he need a bandana? If you're telling me it's to keep his neck cool so that he doesn't get any neck rashes or burns from all that sand when he's riding a horse and all that. So, you know, okay, that could work. But seriously, they just look cool. These goggles and that bandana scarf, they look great, but honestly, they're useless. I don't see any reason why they are there except for aesthetics. Okay, articulation for this figure. There is a, let me get rid of these. There is a ball joint at the base of that socket on the neck. It's on a hinge, and there's another ball joint at the base of that throat, that neck. It's got a ball jointed upper torso. It's got some butterfly joints on the shoulders. The shoulders can go in and out, forward and backward 360, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, wrist swivel. This one goes up and down. This other one goes in and out. You might note that there's no forearm swivel, but the gauntlet is actually movable. He came packaged with the gauntlets facing like this, same as on the other hand, on the other arm. And I didn't think it was, you know, it felt like athletic pads if it were positioned this way. So I tried to rotate it, but this figure has a recycled watch from Duke, you know, so you can tell time. So if you rotate it in the prone position, the proper position, it's going to cover that watch and he's not going to be able to tell the time. But I think it looks cooler this way if the gauntlets are facing this way, sideward, instead of on the back. Okay, he's got drop down ball joints. You can do the splits, forward and backward, thigh swivel, double jointed knees. These are very tight, very nice, solid knee joints. I'm very impressed with it. Some knee guards right there, shin guards. It's so much, it harkens so much to the old G1 toy. Oh, I'm just loving it. I love the simplicity of it. I'm glad they didn't overdo the boots and the gauntlets. Feet can go up and down and have the rocker tilt. Overall, I love what they've done with the aesthetics of this figure. They didn't try to do too much with it. They tried to stay true to the original toy, the original uniform with the reds and the blues and the blacks colors. They've updated the vest, obviously. The backpack's been updated. Even the helmet, to a certain extent, has been updated, which is great. But they stayed true to the original aesthetic as much as they can, and yet keeping it modern. That's what I like about this figure. There's so much nostalgia for me, and it feels like I'm going back to my childhood when I play with this figure. And at the same time, it's a modern take on what the Viper could be today, so that it doesn't alienate the new fans of the franchise. I think it's great. Just absolutely a wonderful, wonderful figure. And so some final thoughts on the Classified Series Cobra Viper. I think it's a great figure. No, I think it's an excellent figure. Figure has amazing aesthetics, an amazing sculpt. It has a few useless weapons or a few useless accessories, but they're great for aesthetics. I think it's the perfect troop building figure for your Cobras. And I don't blame people for army building this figure. It's amazing. There's a lot of nostalgia for me when doing this review. One of my all-time favorite G.I. Joe figures when I was a kid, one of the first ones I got. I really had a great time with this new and updated 1/12 scale version. I'm going to give this figure an 11 out of 10. I actually think it's a better figure than the Cobra Trooper beside it. I mean, that Cobra Trooper, I thoroughly enjoyed that figure. I think it's a perfect figure, but I think Hasbro outdid themselves with this one. I didn't think they could do a better figure than the Cobra Trooper, but they did. The Cobra Viper is absolutely perfect. I highly recommend it. If you can't find that Cobra Trooper or the Cobra, what's the repack's name? The Artillery? Cobra Artillery or something. But those troopers, I think the Cobra Viper is a very good substitute as Cobra Troops. That being said, this figure will probably be scalped, hunted, and hoarded like crazy. So I want to wish everybody the best of luck hunting this figure down. Let me know in the comment section what you think of this classified series Cobra Viper. Hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any of my latest video reviews. And if it's your first time here, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.